The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 374,134. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 7,497. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,932, with total confirmed deaths at 75. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, November 24th. State and local leaders are urging people to stay at home this week. California recorded 20,654 new COVID-19 cases on Monday. That's a big jump from a previous record of 13,400. LA County reported 6,124 new cases on Monday, breaking its previous record of just over 5,000 cases last week. Hospitalizations are also continuing to surge. They're up 50% over the past week, and public health officials fear we could run out of hospital beds by Christmas if the high rates continue. Angelenos are being asked to not make Thanksgiving the deadliest day of this pandemic. Local leaders say we often think of love as being with loved ones, but this year, love is not being with them. Health officials also remind people that getting a test does not excuse them to go to someone's house for Thanksgiving. In an effort to slow the spread, everyone is reminded to continue wearing their face masks, social distance, wash hands often, and stay home whenever possible. Starting tomorrow night, you won't be able to dine outdoors at your favorite local restaurants. Over the weekend, LA County health officials announced that outdoor dining at restaurants, breweries, wineries, and bars will shut down again as coronavirus cases continue to surge. The ban begins at 10 p.m. Wednesday and will last for at least the next 3 weeks. This means these businesses will only be able to offer takeout, drive-through, and delivery services. The earliest customers could dine outdoors again if restrictions are lifted would be December 16th. The city of Pasadena, however, plans to keep restaurants open for dining despite the LA County public health order. Pasadena is one of 2 cities in the county that has its own health department and observes its own health orders. A city spokesperson says Pasadena City Council members unanimously agreed to assess the situation daily after listening to numerous restaurant owners pleading with them to allow them to stay open. City workers plan to work closely with Huntington Hospital and give as much advance notice as possible if their order is going to change. The LA County Board of Supervisors are meeting today to discuss the possibility of a second round of stay-at-home orders. They previously said if the 5-day average of cases increases to 4,500 or more, or hospitalizations are more than 2,000 per day, a targeted safer-at-home order will be issued for 3 weeks, only allowing for essential and emergency workers to leave their homes. COVID-19 cases have tripled in the state in just the last month, with LA County averaging double the number of weekly cases from just 2 weeks ago. California Governor Gavin Newsom also issued a statewide limited stay-at-home order and overnight curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. for counties in the purple tier, which includes LA, with non-essential work, movement, and gatherings prohibited between those hours. That order is in place until at least December 21st. LA County opened its 10th free COVID-19 testing location. Long lines formed this morning at the new testing super site located at San Fernando Recreation Park, where up to 3,000 people can get tested each day. This site will operate from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays, except for this Thursday and Friday, when all LA testing sites will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. Both symptomatic and non-symptomatic LA County residents can walk up to this site and get tested without a fee. Up to 500 flu vaccines will also be available per day here, and this location will soon be added to the city's ongoing rapid antigen testing pilot program. That means participants can get their COVID-19 test results within just minutes. Infection rates in the East San Fernando Valley are up to 6 times higher than other parts of the city. Public health officials say testing remains an essential tool in stopping the spread of COVID-19, tracking the virus, and saving lives. Travelers coming to Los Angeles will have to fill out a travel form starting tomorrow. Those over the age of 16 coming from another state or country will have to fill out an online form prior to or upon arrival at LAX, Van Nuys Airport, and Union Station. Those failing to do so can face a fine of up to $500. The state's travel advisory recommends that everyone arriving in California from other states or countries, including returning California residents, should self-quarantine for 14 days after arrival. Local leaders say the new form is meant to deliver a clear message to travelers so that they are informed of the guidelines that will save lives and keep all of us healthy and safe. Thanksgiving travel in Southern California is expected to see its biggest drop in 12 years. As expected, COVID-19 and health experts pleased to stay home are keeping many would-be travelers off the roads this week. According to the Automobile Club of Southern California, the pandemic is expected to push down the number of SoCal travelers for the Thanksgiving holiday by 13.5% compared to last year. That's the largest year-over-year decline since the 2008 recession. AAA says the effects of COVID-19, including health and economic concerns, are impacting Americans' decisions to travel. 92% of Southern Californians who are still planning to hit the road are choosing to do so by car. Last year, 86% of local Thanksgiving travelers drove to their destinations. Travel by other modes of transportation, including air, bus, and train, are the most impacted by the pandemic. LAX officials say this Thanksgiving holiday travel period will be unlike any other in its history. In 2019, the airport saw a record-setting 3.21 million passengers during the 2 weeks surrounding the Thanksgiving holiday. As of last Wednesday, passenger traffic has only been about 30% compared to the same days last year. Officials say the global pandemic's continuing impact on airports and airlines makes predicting holiday passenger traffic impossible this year. Despite the drop in travelers, millions of Americans are still carrying on with their original holiday plans. According to the Transportation Security Administration, more than 1 million people passed through airport security checkpoints on Sunday. That's the most since mid-March. And about 1 million more travelers went through the TSA checkpoints each day on Friday and Saturday. To help travelers to stay safe, LAX and Ontario airports now offer COVID testing on site. Guests at LAX can pay $150 and participate in a pilot sample collection program. It's an FDA-approved nasal swab test that gives you results within 24 hours via email. It's available to anyone and located at the Tom Bradley International Terminal, as well as Terminals 2 and 6. The lab running this test is certified by the state of Hawaii and can help you avoid the mandatory 14-day quarantine there. And Ontario Airport has a drive-through rapid testing center at parking lot 3. It offers results in about 20 minutes, allowing passengers to know if they have COVID-19 or not before they travel. An airport spokesperson says a $150 nasal swab test is aimed at helping travelers feel safe and as comfortable as possible during these very unusual times. Meanwhile, John Wayne Airport in Santa Ana will operate at reduced capacity for the next several days. The Federal Aviation Administration confirmed that air traffic control staff there were exposed to a person with the coronavirus. Just a few miles away from the John Wayne Airport, there are at least 65 active cases of the coronavirus at Concordia University in Irvine. The university reported 49 active cases of students and another 16 cases from on-campus employees so far. A campus update was sent out to the Concordia community last Saturday, saying the outbreak was discovered through a routine antigen testing of students before Thanksgiving break. The university says all affected students and employees who are mostly asymptomatic are being quarantined as they wait for confirmation from PCR tests. University President Dr. Michael Thomas says these tests were done out of an abundance of caution and expects results to come from the Orange County Healthcare Agency by tomorrow. He adds that the positive cases seem related to friend, roommate, and athletic groups. 15 additional students who had close contact with those who tested positive are quarantined as well. They are awaiting their test results too. All sports practices are canceled until spring, and the university will return to online learning through the rest of this semester. A USC football player has tested positive for COVID-19. The school released a statement this morning saying the unidentified student tested positive on Monday after traveling with the team to Utah for Saturday's football game. He tested negative 3 times within 36 hours of travel and again on game day. All other test results on Monday came back negative, and the individual was not present in the facilities or at practice on Sunday or Monday. The school also shared that the student is symptomatic and has been quarantined. Proper authorities, including USC Student Health, Utah Athletics, and the Pac-12 have been notified, and the LA County Department of Public Health were being notified today. At this time, no one else from the USC football program are known to have tested positive for COVID-19. The team is still scheduled to face the Colorado Buffaloes at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum on Saturday, November 28th. As we wait for COVID-19 vaccines to become available, doctors are saying that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention should warn people about their potential side effects. A doctor with the American Medical Association says both Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines require 2 doses, and she worries about whether her patients will want to come back for the second dose if they encounter unpleasant experiences after their first shot. She says patients need to know that they are probably not going to feel wonderful, but they have to come back for their second dose. Trial participants previously reported getting bad headaches, body aches, day-long exhaustion, a high fever, and other symptoms after receiving the shots. They also said the symptoms generally went away after a day or sometimes sooner, and that they were still better than getting the coronavirus. Both companies confirmed that their vaccines could lead to such side effects that are similar to symptoms associated with mild COVID-19 cases. A nurse practitioner says drug makers and public health officials could try to address this issue in a more positive way. The medical professionals that weighed in are a part of the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, which is an outside group of experts that advise the CDC. They met to discuss their concerns 3 days after Pfizer and its partner BioNTech applied for an emergency use authorization from the Food and Drug Administration for their coronavirus vaccine. The FDA scheduled a meeting to review this matter on December 10th. If all goes as planned, some Americans can begin receiving their first vaccine dose in about a month. General Motors will recall nearly 6 million trucks and SUVs here in the U.S., with an additional million worldwide to replace potentially dangerous airbags. The announcement comes after the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration directed the automaker to recall a variety of full-size pickups and sports utility vehicles, including Chevy Silverado, Tahoe, Suburban, Avalanche, GMC Sierra, Yukon, and the Cadillac Escalade, ranging from 2007 to 2014 models. While GM officials say they believe the vehicles are safe and the recall is not warranted based on factual and scientific record, they will not fight the decision and instead take the necessary steps and follow what the NHTSA has directed. This will cost the company an estimated $1.2 billion, about 1/3 of its net income so far. At least 27 deaths have been linked to faulty airbags, which can rupture with too much force and send shrapnel at passengers if the ammonium nitrate inside of them deteriorates due to excessive heat and humidity. Owners of the affected models can check to see if their cars have been recalled by going to nhtsa.gov/recalls. Be sure to have your 17-digit vehicle identification number. California's worst wildfire season may not be over yet. Santa Ana winds are expected over the holiday weekend, raising the risk for fire danger. The National Weather Service says warm, dry inland winds are expected to sweep over from Santa Barbara to Orange counties from Thursday through Sunday. The agency also says LA and Ventura counties may also experience critical fire weather conditions Thursday night into Friday. The Angeles National Forest tweeted today that even though temperatures are going to be on the cooler side, elevated winds mean elevated fire danger. They remind everyone that extreme fire use restrictions are still in place. That means no fires or camp stoves anywhere in the forest. A local organization is supporting the Torrance community during the pandemic with a large donation of personal protective gear.
I'm representing the chambers to hand over this 30,000 pieces of the face mask to the city of Torrance. And we believe this smaller contribution be able to help the city to be a safer place to live.
In addition to the first responders here that will get it, a lot of these masks will be going to the various nursing homes in the city of Torrance. These are the most vulnerable people in our community that which we need to protect. And we are so grateful.
30,000 masks in total were donated in 12 cases, which include 2,500 masks each. Thanks to the generosity of the Taiwanese American Chamber of Commerce of Greater LA, many local first responders, Torrance senior care facilities, and community members will have one more layer of protection against COVID-19. Continuing in its campaign to donate 10 million face masks in North America, this was a joint effort by the North American Taiwanese American Society, the Business Chambers, and also by the Taiwanese PPE supply chain. The organization's effort to donate 1 million face masks in the greater Los Angeles area began in June, donating to a number of communities throughout Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, and other neighboring counties. Torrance City officials presented a certificate of appreciation to the Taiwanese Chamber's president as an informal, socially distanced ceremony was held in front of City Hall. Thanks to Councilman George Chen for helping to facilitate the donation, ensuring that the city's most vulnerable are safe. Mayor Patrick Fury, along with Councilman Chen, were there to accept the gift.
This is really an exciting day to receive such a generous gift from the Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce. And I explained earlier that these masks will go to protect our firefighters, our police officers, the first responders that we have out in the community, serving absolutely everyone. And it's so important to keep those people safe so that the rest of us can remain safe as well. And I think the generosity is just overwhelming to me, that you've seen that there's a need and find the capital and the investments to be able to do this. And for that, I am most grateful and humbled by that.
The Torrance City Council will not meet tonight as it is a scheduled dark night. The city leaders are expected to meet again next Tuesday evening, December 1st. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, a South Bay-based photographer donated his time to create a one-of-a-kind photo gallery featuring some of our frontline workers. Mauricio Villalobos took headshots of 9 medical professionals at the Providence Little Company of Mary in Torrance. They all have their masks on and were asked to write down some of their personal experiences during this pandemic. Among them is an infectious disease physician who says she's had to move out of her home because she works with COVID patients every day and didn't want to expose her mom to possibly getting infected. I'll share more from this story celebrating our local heroes in upcoming episodes of Weekends in Torrance. Now, if you have a great story to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as I bring you the latest again. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.